So I want you to come and stand towards the front end of your mats. And you're going to separate your feet maybe a little bit wider apart than you normally would. And just take a moment to lift your toes, spread them out, place your toes down, allow your knees to soften slightly. Lift your chin so that you're looking forward towards the horizon. I'm just going to turn to face towards you so you can see. And we're going to inhale to shrug shoulders. Exhale to glide your shoulders down and find a little bit of length along your back of your neck. Turn your head to one side. Turn your head to the other side. Bring your head back to the center and then pause there. Start rocking just a little bit forwards and backwards on your feet. So as you rock forwards and backwards, we start to engage the front line of the body and the back line of the body. And just finding a little bit of a connection and some balance between the two. And then center yourself on the arches of your feet. Allow your eyes to close. Maybe just look down towards the floor and soften your gaze if that feels more comfortable for you. And keeping your lips sealed, let all your breath in and out travel through your nostrils. Maybe take slightly fuller breaths for a few moments. Nice deep inhales and extended exhales. Bring your awareness to the soles of your feet. And just taking a moment to acknowledge that in this standing upright position, your feet are your foundation. Everything else through your joints, through your muscles, through your movements are rippling up from your feet. Take a moment to notice how you're feeling this morning, physically as well as energetically. Just allow your eyes to soften for a moment. And then start to blink your eyes open, coming back into your space and onto your mat. Soften your knees very slightly. We're going to inhale to reach both arms all the way up. And then exhale, open your arms nice and wide. Look down towards your feet. And we're just going to roll part way down, just until your hands are literally hanging above your knee joint. So it's quite small. Take your hands onto the front of your thighs. Lengthen your spine so you reach your tail back and reach the crown of your head forward. So you can feel almost like you are extending your spine gently. And then breathe out as you round your spine again. Tuck your tail and tuck your chin. We're going to inhale to lengthen. Use your hands to support you, but also your abs. And exhale to tuck tail, tuck chin, and find that stretch along your back. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. So it's a standing cat stretch. 1 more time, breathing in. And if your hamstrings are feeling tight, you might feel a little stretch right there. Exhale as you round your spine. Pause for a moment, spread your toes out. Let your arms relax. Let them swing gently. Take a breath in and unravel your spine as you come all the way upright. And once again, lifting tall, letting your feet ground and let the rest of your body stack. We inhale to reach all the way up. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, opening arms wide. Look down. Start rolling forward through your spine. And this time, bring your hands below the line of your knee and stay there. Hands hold on to the front of your shins this time. And we start lengthening the spine again. And then rounding the spine. Connect your movement to your breath. Inhale, shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, feeling that lift of the abdominals, that beautiful core connection. 2 more. Breathing in. And breathing out. And this is such a great way to warm up and mobilize the spine, activate the abs, but also to get a little bit of a release into the back of your legs where we're often tight. Hold it here. Let your arms go. Let them just swing. Let them hang naturally. And then breathe out as you come all the way back up into standing, spreading your toes wide and allow your head to float up away from your feet. Breathing in, both arms reach all the way up. Lift your ribs. Exhale, opening arms, allowing them to settle. Look down and rolling all the way forward this time. All the way forward. And if you need to bend your knees, go for it. I want you to put your fingertips onto the ground in front of your toes. Start to lengthen your spine from here. And if you want to, you push up onto the tips of the fingers and then curl your spine all the way over. And again, lengthen. Energy through your tail, energy through your crown. And exhale, fold over. Last 2. Lengthen. And release. One more time. Lengthen. And release. Bending both your knees, you're going to put your hands flat to the ground. Shift your body weight to your right foot. Pick up your left leg and just hold your leg in the air. So both my knees are really, really bent here. Find a little bit of balance. And then if you can, start to press up onto the tips of the fingers. And when you do that, can you feel how much more your abs and your right bum have to work? So you're not using your hands to hold you, you're using your center to hold you. And then place your hands flat down again. Stretch your left leg back as far as it can go and place your tippy toes to the ground. Hold it there. Lower your back knee. Now, if you need some padding for your knee, go for it. Release your foot all the way back and then walk your hands up onto that front knee. Stay here for a moment. Just find balance. Find a connection to the abdominals. Make sure that your front foot, that the heel is actually grounded here. Start to move a little bit forwards and backwards. You guys, I think, know this little section of movement here where we get to open up into that left hip flexor. We're just going to take 2 more. 1 more. Come a little bit forward, so you're really opening into that hip and stay here. See if you can release both hands down. Balance. Inhale to reach your arms up. And exhale to let them come all the way down. And again, inhale, reach up. And exhale, release down. We're going to do 2 more. Become aware of your right heel really pressing into the floor. And can you feel how it wakes up the right bum? Reaching both arms all the way up. And this time, exhale to come all the way forward and put your fingertips to the ground beside the heel of your foot. Let's move backwards and forwards into that little hamstring release. So this is building on from what we did yesterday, which was a little bit more focused on classic Pilates work, focusing on that strength and stability work. And now we can bring it into more dynamic movement. Move your hips back and hold it here. Lengthen through the spine. Lift your toes up and then point them away and down. And again, lift your toes up and press them away and down. 3 more. So this can become quite neural. I'm definitely feeling it today. 2 more. And the more you lengthen your spine, the more intense it is. The more you round the spine, the easier it is. Release down, hold it. Walk your hands forward onto your fingertips again. Tuck your back toes and lift that knee all the way up. Soften your knee and do a little hop forward with that foot. A little hop forward with that foot. And the last little hop brings your big toes in line, and you just get to relax there for a moment. Bending your knees, place both feet and hands securely to the ground. Shift onto your left leg and pick up that right leg. So again, remember that both knees are really, really bent. So you're quite low to the ground. And then start to press onto the tips of your fingers and notice immediately that all the workload shifts to your center. You should feel that left bum cheek waking up, your abdominals waking up. Stay just for another moment. And then placing your hands flat down, stretch your right leg back and step your foot onto the ground behind you. Lower your knee down, release your foot back, and then walk your hands up onto your top knee. Lift your eye line. We pause here just for a moment so that you can find your connections, make the adjustments you need, and then we start to shift forwards and back. So getting that opening now down the front right hip. Abdominal muscles are still connecting. Taking 2 more. Taking 1 more, bring your body weight forward, hold it there, releasing your hands down. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, down they come. And again, inhale, reach. Keep rooting into that front heel. Notice the workload into that left gluteal. Last one, breathing in. And this time on your exhale, reach all the way forward and placing your hands down to the ground. Let's start to move just a little bit backwards and forwards. So now we're getting into the hamstring release on the left leg. Let's just take 2 more. Shift back, hold it there, nice long spine, and now lift your toes so you're flexing the ankle, and then place your toes down again, and again. So as you flex your ankle, it creates a little bit more of a stretch into the calf muscle, which of course is going to start increasing the tensioning along that back line of the body. That's why it becomes quite intense. Last one. Release down, walking your hands all the way forward, fingertips, tuck your toes, lift up that back knee and pause just for a moment. Bend your knee and give a little hop. And a little hop forward. And on this last one, press forward so your big toes are in line. Just relax there for a moment. Soften into the back of your neck. Take a breath in. And this time we're going to roll up into a standing position again. Lifting all the way up and tall. Lift your gaze. I'm just turning to face towards you. And standing nice and straight. Take a moment to spread your toes. Inhale to shrug shoulders. Exhale, soften through the shoulders and find some length along the back of your neck. Look over one side. Look over to the other side. And bring your head all the way back to the center. Both arms, inhale, reach up. And this time, just bring your right hand down beside you. Soften both your knees. We lean over towards the right. We push our hip a little bit towards the left. And we do 5 little pulses. Opening up through the side of the body. Energy through fingertips. Last 2. Last 1. Come all the way back up. Bringing your right arm up. Inhale. Exhale. Left arm comes down. So I'm doing a mirror image for you. Soften your knees. Lean your spine to the side. Let your right hip push a little bit. And we pulse. Last one. Come back up to the center. Inhale, reaching that left arm up. And exhale, open both arms nice and wide. Look down towards the ground. Start rolling forward through your spine. Let your knees soften and keeping your body weight even over your feet. We come all the way towards the ground, and you might be getting flexible enough now or warmed up that you can put your hands flat. Doesn't matter if you can or not. Lengthen your spine, pushing up onto the tips of your fingers, and then round your spine, softening your knees, placing your hands flat. Shift your body weight to your right foot, pick up your left leg, and hold it here. Find balance. Start to push up to the tips of your fingers. So that's what we did earlier. And now you can stay here, or perhaps you can lift your hands up and we balance. And you might notice that there's a constant readjustment and refining through the feet, the ankles, and placing hands down. Stretch that left leg all the way back and placing your foot all the way down. Now you have a choice here. You can place your knee to the floor like we did before. You can soften your knee, or you can keep your legs straight. It's up to you. Walk your hands up onto that top knee. So we're taking a moment here to just find balance. Double check core connection. Double check that your front heel is down. You don't want that heel lifting up. Let your arms release. We inhale, reach. And exhale, lower. Inhale, reach up. And exhale down. Good. Inhale, 2 more. Notice how your gluteals, your abdominals are working for you. Inhale. Exhale, reach all the way forward and place your fingertips just beside the heel of your foot. Start to straighten the front knee. Maybe it goes straight, maybe not, it doesn't matter. And then bend your knee and release. And again, remember, we did this 2 seconds ago, but we had the back knee on the floor. So if you want to do it in this position with your knee down, then you can take it down. If you're up for that little challenge, then lift that knee up. And we're going to take just 1 more. Press back and hold it here. Focus on lengthening your spine, dropping the right hip slightly, and then maybe you can bend the elbows, maybe you can put your hands down, or maybe you're staying up here and you're even putting your hands on a block. Just breathe for a moment. Take another inhale, and then exhale. Bend your front knee, walk your hands forward, bend your back knee and give a little bounce forward. Little bounce forward. And bring your big toes in line with each other and relax over. Take a moment to notice how that right side is feeling. Bending your knees, placing your hands flat, standing on your left leg. Both knees are bent and you hold it here. Pressing up onto the tips of your fingers. There's the first little challenge, right? And if you'd like to take it a little bit further, how about you try picking up your hands? Stay with your breath, focus your gaze, and then placing your hands down, flat hands, stretch that right leg back, and placing your foot all the way down. All right, so here's your choice. Knee to the floor, knee soft, or knee straight. Walk your hands up onto your front knee. Lift your eye line. And in this position, especially if your hip flexors are tight, you might feel a strain in your lower back. So then just bend the back knee a little bit. Releasing your hands. We inhale. And we exhale. Breathing in. Breathing out. And remember how important our focus is with our eye line. It really helps us to balance. Inhale, reach. And exhale, come all the way down and place your hands on either side of your foot. And here we go. Straighten the front leg a little bit and then bend your knee in again. And again. Last two. Last one. Press back and hold it here. See if you can drop your left hip a little bit. Lengthen your spine as much as your body allows. And then maybe you can take it a little bit deeper. No forcing. Bending your front knee. Bring your hands forward onto the tips of your fingers. Bend your back knee, little push. Little push. Final push. Big toes in line. Relax your body over. Soften into the back of the neck. Notice for a moment if your legs are a little bit straighter than when we started class. Take a breath in. And then exhale, unravel your spine, rolling all the way upright. Lifting all the way up and tall. Take a moment to pause here. Rooting into your feet, your toes are spread out. We inhale to shrug shoulders. We exhale to glide the shoulders down. Lengthen along your spine, look to one side. Look to the other side. And we come back to the center. Taking arms just a little bit out to the side. Shifting your body weight onto your right leg. And seeing if you can bring your left knee up to tabletop. And we just find balance here for a moment. Beautiful. Now bend your standing knee, the right knee, and crossing your left thigh over and put your tippy toe onto the floor to help you balance here. So you've got your left leg on top. Bring your right arm over. Bring your left arm on top and hook your elbows. Bring your hands together. And maybe you can bind your hands. Do you remember the eagle arms that we did the other day? Such an amazing stretch and release between the shoulder blades. Now in this position, the temptation is to rotate, right? So see if you can bring your elbows in front of your heart and then line up your knees underneath the elbows. So you really have to squeeze the inner thighs here. Maybe you can pick up your left toes and maybe you can wrap them behind your knee. If you're struggling with balance, then just put your tippy toes down. Squeeze your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists and hands. Squeeze your inner thighs, your knees, your ankle around the back of your leg. Take a little breath in, and then exhale, release. Woo. Unwind, and placing that foot down. Just let your wings float down for a moment. Shrug your shoulders, breathing in. Exhale, glide your arms down. Look over one side. Look over the other side. So it's amazing how light I feel after I do that compression of the joints. So bringing your arms a little bit to the side. Shift your body weight now to your left leg. So I'm doing opposite for you. I'm doing mirror image. Bringing your right knee up to tabletop. And we'll just stay here for a moment to find balance. And then bend your standing knee. Cross your thigh over and put your tippy toe to the floor. So you should have a nice sense of balance here. Now you've got your right leg on top. So you bring your left arm over your body and then the right arm here. So other way. Right arm, so we do opposite, and then left arm on top. Bend your elbows, hold it here, and then find a bind with your hands. So you're getting into that little release around the neck and shoulders. And then see if you can line up your elbows with your knees. And then decide if you're going to challenge a little bit by lifting up the ankle, wrapping it around, and then you've got to try and straighten yourself out. So it's a lot of work into the abdominals and into the obliques. Start squeezing all the joints of your body. Almost get the feeling that you're going to sink just a little bit deeper. Take a breath. Exhale, release. And as you unwind, just feel all the circulation moving through your body and then placing your feet down. Inhale, reaching your arms up. Exhale, open arms wide. Look down. Start rolling forward through your spine. Such a lovely release between the shoulder blades now after doing that eagle. Pause here for a moment. Bend your knees, placing hands flat. Pick up your left leg and hold it here. So we're going to have a little bit of a different challenge this time. Start to stretch your left leg backwards, just as straight as you can manage. And then bend your knee in again. And again, stretch your leg back. Little squeeze with the gluteals and bend it in. One more time. Extend your leg back, and this time hold it here. Your standing leg is still bent. Maybe you can push up onto the tips of your fingers. Maybe you can lift your hands up off the floor and find balance. Woo! Placing your hands down and then take a big step all the way back. Now push into your hands and step your right leg back. So you've come into a plank position, a plank pose. Hold it here. Let your knees come to the floor. Release your toes back. Round your spine like a cat. Push away from your hands and just stay here for a moment. And let's do some gentle rhythmic pulses. So you're getting that release and opening along the lats, the front of the shoulder, the lower back maybe. And then start to come forward. And you're going to continue pushing your hips through. Lift up through your chest. So we've come into a little bit of a back extension here. You have to squeeze your bum. You have to tighten your abdominals to support. Tuck your chin, round your spine, tuck your toes, lift your hips up, and let's come for a moment into a downward facing dog. Feel free to walk through the feet. Maybe you need to adjust your position slightly. And then send both heels down, holding it there for a moment. Pick up your right leg, not too high. We're just going to hold it here for a moment. And now point your toe, bring your knee to your right wrist, swing your foot across, and we're coming into our sleeping pigeon, our sleeping swan. So any adjustments you need to make sure that your knee feels okay, make those adjustments, give yourselves props as you need, and just make your body sink forward. Let your head relax. And what you should be feeling is quite a deep release around the right hip, around the right gluteals. So make the adjustments you need, settle into your shape, close your eyes and connect into your breath. And allowing your body to sink a little bit deeper with each exhale. Staying for just a few more moments. And this is quite an uncomfortable stretch to be in for most people. So it starts to bring up all kinds of conversations and fidgeting and thoughts. So just see if you can stay for one more breath in and out. Allow yourself to experience that discomfort without having to move away from it. And on your next breath, walking yourself up onto your hands, just firmly push into your hands, tuck your back toes, and as you lift up that back leg, you lift your pelvis, releasing the right leg, slide the right leg back gently, and once again, just start to walk on the spot. Settle yourself into your downward facing dog. Once again, pick up your right leg, same leg, not too high. You're going to point your toe and bring your knee towards your nose. Suspend yourself and bring your shoulders forward above your wrists. And then send your leg back, flex your ankle, three-legged dog. Point your toe. Round your spine, knee to nose. Send your leg back. Flex. Last one, point your toe, knee to nose, and this time, see if you can step your foot forward. Come onto the tips of your fingers, bend your back knee and give a little hop forward. Little hop forward. Little hop forward, lining up your feet with each other as you just allow yourself to fold over. Find some softness along the back of your neck. Bend your knees, put both hands flat. Shift your weight onto your left leg and bring that right leg up. Pause here. Start to extend your right leg backwards as straight as you can manage. And then bring that knee back in. And again, extend. And bend. One more time. Extend. Hold it here. Would you like to push up onto the tips of your fingers? You still have your standing leg bent. Your lifted leg is nice and straight. And then maybe you can pick up your hands. Test your balance. Woo! Put your hands down and take a big step all the way back. Pushing into your hands, step your left leg all the way back. And you are in your plank pose, your front support basic. Let your knees come to the ground. Release your toes. Round your spine, move your hips back. Stay here. You're trying to keep your hands rooted. Spread your fingers out and some gentle pulses. Finding that elastic quality. And start to come forward with a rounded spine. We're not going to stop. Push through so you open up the front of your body now. Make sure you're pushing out of your hands. Don't let your shoulders hunch up. Tuck your chin in, tuck your toes, and move yourself once again into a downward facing dog. Make any adjustments that you need with legs. Pedal it out. And then send both heels down. Pick up your left leg, and again, it's not a high lift. Point your toe, bring your knee to your left wrist, and then swing your foot diagonally across the mat. Settling yourself back, coming into that deep release of the hip. Making those adjustments that you need. Notice how it feels on this left side in comparison to the right. Notice the feelings that it brings up for you, the thoughts. Can you allow yourself to stay here for just a few more moments? And it's the connection into your breath that can really help with that release. And in your own time, start to make your way all the way up. Pressing into hands, tucking your back toes under, lifting your knee up. Send that left leg back slowly, and just walking on the spot a few times. And then sending both heels down towards the ground. Pick up your left leg, again, not too high. Point your toe, bring knee to nose. Shift your body weight forward. Suspend. Send it back. And again. Send it back. Last one. Step your foot through between your hands. Come up onto the tips of your fingers. Bend your back knee, little hop forward. Little hop forward. Little hop forward. Stay here, melting into the back of your neck. Soften your knees. Start rolling all the way upright. And just pause for a moment, lifting your gaze, spreading your toes out, standing evenly on your feet, and then just swaying your body weight a little bit forward and a little bit backwards. Finding all those connections, the awareness, and then center yourself over the arches of your feet. Shrug your shoulders, breathing in. Breathing out, release. Look over one side. Look over the other side. Bring your head back to the center. Both arms sweep up. Inhale. Exhale, open your arms. Nod your chin. And it's a gentle rolling action through your spine, softening your knees. And this time, placing your fingertips to the ground, start to crouch down and coming all the way down onto the knuckles of the feet. Just do a little bit of a rolling around over the toes. And then a little bit of a rolling the other direction. And bring yourself back to the center, walking your hands back behind you so you can place your pelvis down and move your feet just a little bit out. So the fingers are pointing forward. We did this yesterday, our reverse tabletop. So pressing out of your arms, softening into your neck. On your breath, just hover your hips off the ground. Hold it here. Double check that your wrists feel okay. And then releasing your pelvis down. Make any adjustments that you might need. And now we're going to go a little bit higher. On your breath, pressing into hands and feet as your hips come up. Start lifting from the base of your pelvis. Get that beautiful opening around the front of the shoulder. Let your head go where it feels good for you. And then slowly releasing all the way back down. And we're going to do that again. Take a breath in. Exhale, hover your hips. And then continue pressing all the way up. Opening through the shoulders. Take a little breath. And then exhale. And release. And this is going to be the last one. Take a breath in. Exhale. Up you come. Pause here just for a moment. Inhale. And exhale. And release. Bringing both arms all the way around. Inhale. Exhale, down onto the mat you go. Let your hands just float up towards the sky. Stay here for a moment. Bring your feet a little bit closer in towards your pelvis. And now you're going to be keeping your hands lifted in the air. Exhale, tilt your pelvis, rolling up into a bridge position. Double check that you're not letting your lower back take over. And then breathe out as you ripple down through your spine. And release. Open your arms a little bit wider than your mat. Keep your arms there. Exhale, tilting pelvis. Rolling up. Stay for a moment. It should almost feel like you're holding one of those large balls that we use in class sometimes. And then roll down. And release. Open your arms a little bit wider. Take a breath in. Exhale, roll up. Maybe noticing that little bit of extra weight along the front of your arm line. Soften into the back of your neck. And releasing all the way down. Nice segmental control. And now open your arms right out to the side, but you're not actually resting them. You're hovering your arms still. Take a breath in. Exhale, roll up. Nice and open across your chest. Maybe feeling a little bit of a neural stretch if you're quite tight. And exhale, roll down. And release at the bottom. Let your hands open to the side, so you're resting your arms. Let your knees open out to the side, so you're touching the soles of your feet together, and you're coming into a reclined butterfly position with your legs. Just stay here. Allow your eyes to close, or maybe you are just going to soften your gaze, depending on how you're feeling. Finding that little bit of a release through the inner thighs, through the front of your pelvis, maybe even along your diaphragm and your belly. And then on your next breath, blinking your eyes open and bringing your knees and your feet all the way back up. You're going to keep your arms out to the side, bringing right knee to tabletop. Bringing left knee up to join it, glue your legs together. Taking both your knees over towards the right, you inhale. So we've been working on this movement for the last few sessions. Exhale, narrow your waist and draw back to the center. Both knees come over towards the left. Stay open and wide across your collarbones and exhale. Back to the center. Now take both your legs over to the right, and we're going to stay here. Extend both your legs, and then bring straight legs back to the center, keeping the legs together, and then bend your knees. Both knees over to the left. And now as you straighten your legs, you want to think of extra reach through the right leg so it stays level. Come back to the center and bend your knees. Taking both legs over towards the right, stay here. Extend, bringing your left leg back to the center, and then your right leg comes up to join. Bend your knees. Both legs over towards the left. Extend your legs long. Keep your legs straight. Bring the right leg back to the center so you're separating your legs, and then your left leg comes to join. Now, keep your legs straight. Take your legs over towards the right with straight legs. And exhale back to the center, legs together. Taking straight legs over to the left. Breathe it out. Working the obliques. Last set. Taking both legs straight over. Can you draw a little bit of a circle all the way around to the left side, all the way around, and then bring your legs straight back into the middle. Last one, take your legs to the left. Your legs are still straight. Bend them if you need to. Can you draw a little bit of a circle all the way around to the other side? Bring your legs up. Bend your knees in, hands on your knees, and just do a little bit of a rocking from side to side. Just soothe out the lower back slightly. And then bring yourself to center. Tuck your chin in. Curl your body forward so you're coming into that lovely tight ball shape, getting a stretch between the shoulder blades, getting a stretch across your lower back where your kidneys are. Take a little breath, and then exhale and releasing all the way back. Turn your head softly side to side, and then bring your head back to the center. Hook your hands behind your thighs. On your breath out, curl head and shoulders forward. Hold it here. Straighten your legs as much as you can manage. Hold it here. Bring your hands forward. Hold it here. Circle your arms wide and place them behind your head so you have some support for your head. Start to lower your right leg towards the ground. No resting, and we stay here for 3, 2, 1. Bring that right leg up. Lower your left leg. And we hold it here. 3, 2, elbows open, no pulling on your head. 1, bring both legs up. Reach your arms back. Big circle around. Hands behind knees, hug them in, and relaxing all the way down. And just taking a little bit of a rolling of your head from side to side. Again, releasing those neck flexor muscles that have just been working. Bring your head back to the center, and we're going to go into rolling like a ball. So hooking onto your knees, you're going to squeeze your legs together. Bring yourself into a rounded spine shape, because obviously the rounder your spine, the easier it is to rock and roll. Use your feet to kick. So using the momentum of your feet is going to help you smooth out the ride, especially if you've got a tight lower back. If you feel that you don't need to kick your feet, then just tuck your feet in, keeping them nice and close to your pelvis, and use your breathing to create the movement. Last 2. And hold it at the top, finding your balance and placing your feet all the way down. Scoot back so that you straighten out your legs, bringing your legs right next to each other. Pick up your right foot, cross it over, placing right hand behind your back, reaching all the way up, coming into a little bit of a twist. So we haven't done a lot of twisting movements so far in class. So really quite lovely to add this dynamic of the spine. Remember to connect into your inhale and your exhale to just ease you into this rotation. Take a little breath. Releasing yourself to the front. Don't undo your legs yet. Just place one hand on top of the knee, the other hand on top of that hand. Relax your forehead down and then soften your feet. So it's a very soft, easy position here, but we've done a fair amount of work that's loaded our back muscles a little bit, our neck muscles. So this is just an opportunity to soften and relax into it. Take another breath. And then unravel, lifting up nice and tall and extending that right leg out. Cross your left foot over, hand behind you, flex your right ankle, reach up, and again coming into that little spiral. So we did a lot of this work in our classes over the last few days. So just allow the memories of that movement to come into your practice right now. Taking just a few more breaths in and out. And then slowly release, placing one hand on top of your knee, other hand rests. Bring your head down and then relax your feet. Just allow your body to really soften as much as possible. Just breathing into the back of your body. And then on your next breath, release, unwind, stretch your legs out, giving them just a little bit of a shake. So I'm going to do a new exercise. Well, it's not a new exercise. It's rolling like a ball, but it's quite dynamic because I'm going to get you to stand up in between each one. So just watch for a moment and we're going to start to break it down. So come a little bit forward on your mat so you're not going to hit your head or your spine on the floor behind you. Make sure that you have some space in front of you to also be able to stand up. So I'm moving back a bit so I don't hit myself against the cupboard. You're going to take your feet, float them up, bring yourself into a little bit of a ball shape. We're going to do one rolling back onto the shoulders. And then as you come up, you've got to place your feet down. You use your hands to press forward. So you're not coming all the way forward yet. Release. So let's just do this together first. So you're seeing if you can actually lift your bum off the ground. All right, so sit down again. Guys, looking very, very nice. Okay, so that's the first step. And if that's kind of where you take it to, that's where you take it to. We're going to see if we can bring our hands further forward now. So we shift our whole body weight forward. So again, I'm just moving back so I don't hit the cupboard here. You're going to be rolling back and then push. Rolling back, push. So when you're ready, good. One more. Push forward and hold it here. Lift your hips up, just walking on the spot gently. Relax the back of your neck. And then soften your knees. Take a breath. Start rolling up. Coming all the way upright. Lift your gaze, looking towards the front, and just let both your shoulders shrug. Breathe in. Exhale, glide your shoulders down. Look to one side. Look to the other side. Bring your head back to the front. Take a moment to close your eyes. Noticing the connections of your feet to the ground. The energy lifting up from your feet to each joint of your body. Lifting up through the crown of your head. And finding that place of ease. Let your breathing slow down for a moment. Deep, conscious breaths in and out. And then allowing your eyes to blink open. Both arms reach all the way up for one final inhale. Long exhale, float your arms down. Very nicely done, guys.